As I prepared to talk today about impactful generosity and my own journey here at Clifton in the midst of this very challenging election moment, it hit me that my very first encounter with Clifton and with this community's impactful generosity was exactly 8 years ago, right after the 2016 election. As you all remember, that was another moment of a lot of difficult emotions and fear. And I went to a meeting organized by the Amos Network right up the road at Rose Cafe. It was a small group, maybe 10 or 12 people, and there were several faith leaders there, including David Meredith. Many of us expressed worry about our immigrant neighbors who had been targeted with hateful and demonizing language throughout the presidential campaign. And out of that meeting, and more meetings that followed, the Cincinnati Sanctuary Coalition was born. Woohoo! Pretty quickly, David and the Clifton community stepped into a leadership role within the Sanctuary Coalition. I think, as we all know, fatigue and burnout are real in these kinds of movements. I myself had to take a step back at some point, but Clifton did not falter. Clifton put in the work and the resources to transform classrooms into an apartment to house immigrants in need of sanctuary or who were seeking asylum. Many people are not aware, but the law states that while you wait for asylum, you have to wait about 18 months until you can get cleared for a work permit. As you can imagine, this puts asylum seekers, especially asylum-seeking families, in a terrible position. If they work, they risk their asylum process. If they don't work, their family could be left hungry or homeless. Over the past several years, Clifton has provided a safe and warm home to multiple families trying to make their way through a broken immigration system. When I arrived at Clifton a few years ago, I had the privilege to work closely with one of those families, the Dunkwas, as a co-companion alongside Joe Gardner. I got to see close up how Clifton had played and continues to play a key role in coordinating almost a dozen congregations across Cincinnati to support families like the Dunkwas and now the Yokobatakis with funding, access to healthcare and transportation, and help navigating a legal system that is intended to make it almost impossible for them to reach their goals. This is defending the vulnerable. This is faith in action. It's not flashy. It's not long prayers for the sake of appearances. This is impactful generosity, and it inspires me to give and give generously. And it's just one of the many ways in which Clifton practices impactful generosity. My family, Salvador and I, have been through many progressive communities in our moves across the country. And I think you know this, but just to reiterate, it is a rare and wonderful thing to find a progressive faith community that invests as much as Clifton does in youth ministries. In fact, that really is what called our family to Clifton. In 2020, our family decided it was time to start looking for a new church. We had been in a community since 2012, and we loved that community in many ways. But our children were pretty much on their own there. There were no other children, and there was no youth programming. I cannot tell you what it means for us to be here at Clifton that sees our children, that sees all the children, that blesses their backpacks before the school year. I'm sorry, it's an emotional week. And pays an amazing youth coordinator like Annie. And runs Appalachia Service Project and supports our Whole Life Sexuality program that's going on today. It's not easy to be a youth today, and it's not easy to be a parent. And I'm so grateful for the way that Clifton just showers love on our youth. And that is impactful generosity. I want to end with a condensed version of a prayer, the Oscar Romero prayer, which offered me solace this week and helped me to reflect on the meaning of impactful generosity. It also speaks to my historian heart. It helps now and then to step back and take the long view. The kingdom is not only beyond our efforts, it is even beyond our vision. We accomplish in our lifetime only a fraction of the magnificent enterprise that is God's work. Nothing we do is complete, which is another way of saying that the kingdom always lies beyond us. No prayer fully expresses our faith. No program accomplishes the church's mission. No set of goals and objectives includes everything. This is what we are about. We plant seeds that one day will grow. We water the seeds already planted, knowing that they hold future promise. We lay foundations that will need further development. We provide yeast that produces effects far beyond our capabilities. We cannot do everything, and there is a sense of liberation in realizing that. This enables us to do something and do it well. It may be incomplete, but it is a beginning, a step along the way, an opportunity for the Lord's grace to enter and do the rest.